have excellent news, everyone. There's a budgie. We have a budgie tonight. You know what else we have tonight besides a very sleepy budgie? If you're motion sick, brace yourself. Ah! I am so sorry. That was worse than I anticipated. Here. It was supposed to be a little spin and a nice reveal of a sleepy jammy Dodgers, and instead I dropped you all. So much for a nice chill start to stream. But, you know, the important thing is we have 2 sleeping cats. Linry, did you get your editing done? If you didn't get your editing done, get out. Listen, y'all, I tried. I did my best. I'm gonna give you Budgie back though, because Jammy has her back to the camera. But I'm just gonna switch over to this camera just in case, because we don't need that again. That was, oh boy. I need a better little thing for this. I have just the jankiest little tripod. And as you may have noticed, it's not very good. I did warn you. It's true. I didn't expect it to be quite as bad as it was though. You can't say I didn't give you a heads up about it, though. So, it's frickin' boiling in here. Eesh. It's frickin' boiling. It is... Oh, God. It is 28 degrees Celsius in my studio. So that's sweet. And, we're gonna try and channel a little bit of, some chill, sort of maybe slightly frosty kind of autumn Halloween-y things, I think. 'Cause, you know, Linnery and Yanelli both did some real cute summerween stuff recently. And somebody suggested, somebody put in the suggestions channel on Discord, just the most adorable little like creamsicle looking bat manny, and it was so freaking cute. So we're gonna do something kind of inspired by that, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of experimentation because I think I kind of want to do like a strawberry lemonade thing. But I also want to do my other hand, but different. So I'll show you what I'm thinking about. Oh, it's uploaded You're a Responsible Adult today? Fantastic news, Linry. Also, I didn't say hi to everybody because of the chaos. So hello, Leo and Bow and Arrows and Linry, of course, and Ms. Hot Mess. And anybody who's lurking, we got a few lurkers out there. I hope that everyone is having a lovely day and is less sweaty than I am, or at least not more sweaty than I am, because it's too sweaty. That's what I can tell you. It's too dang sweaty. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I do have this really cute, like, Tiny Bats glitter polish called Bat to the Bone. This one was one that I got in PR when I was swatching for Wildflower. But I think I want to use this on my right hand and not on my left hand. And I think I want to do some layering stupidity with it. Hey, Sassy. You want to fall asleep and wake up with a new mani on your nails? I hope that happens for you. More importantly, the sleeping part. But yeah, I really like the size of these bats. I think they're similar to the size of the bat glitters in that one. The loose glitters that came from the Holo Taco Sophia collection, which I have around here somewhere. Not the collection, but the bat glitters. But yeah, so I have this super cute thing. It's a few years old. I had to seriously thin it because it was like packed full of shit. I have this absolutely gorgeous polish that actually Leo gave me. That's from January. Roy Lily, which is the same brand as Wildflower, but they rebranded to Roy Lily. They do Polish for Paws charity polish, I think like every month, or I'm pretty sure it's every month she does that. And it's always for some kind of animal charity. So I'm not sure what this one was for. It looks like it probably had something to do with cats, but it's super cute. So I'm kind of thinking about layering these up. Feel like that could be cute, but I also was thinking about doing something with these three, maybe. So these are ILNP jellies. They're Pink Slush and Malibu. And I was kind of thinking about layering these up, maybe using some of the vanilla almond milk from Dimension Nails and do like some hand-painted tiny bats, but maybe also some little lemon wedges and little strawberries. Is that... I mean, it could be way too much, right? Like that could be way too much, but I feel like it could end up being cute. And so I think I want to give it a try. And I think what I have to do is I have to test it, because I don't know if it's going to work well. So what I want to do is I want to start out by doing some testing on the mat, and basically just like get a sense of whether or not this is even gonna work. And these are not going to be good bats. They're going to be like little V's, because I don't care for this. I just need to make some little bat shapes so I can get a sense of how well the black is going to come through, because this shimmer, it looks pretty strong. And like on here, on this cabochon that I made for it, there's a little stripe of white, a little stripe of nothing, and a little stripe of black. And you can see that like it's pretty strong. So I don't know if I need to limit the shimmer to just underneath, or if I can add the shimmer on top. So we're going to find that out. Fruit bats and fruit, because fruit bats, yeah. She's releasing another one for this next Halloween drop. Another one what? What all looks the same? Spoop and fruit, yes. Spoop and fruit seems correct. So I'm thinking like I'm gonna just put a layer of this over, which it looks like it kind of comes through at least a little bit, but that is definitely, we're not going to be able to do more than one layer of that and still have the bats coming through reasonably well, but that's not bad. Oh, they all look the same, the shimmer on the cab. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see the white very slightly. The white section is like just a little bit pinker. But other than that, yeah. So I'm thinking about how I want to sort of work these other colors in. And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is do like a little sort of lazy blobby thing rather than sponging, just like blobby it on. And then I might do another layer of bats over this just before I do that, just to see sort of how well everything comes through with the different layers. Ray, you're asking crows or bats? They're bats, but I'm just not trying for this part. But they're going to look more like bats. Royal Lee's doing another bat topper or another bat polish for Halloween drop this year. Hello, Wendidimus. And hi, Kat. I don't remember if I said hi to you or not. All right, let's throw some more bats on, because I'm just not sure how many layers I can get away with, because some of these are a little more opaque than others. And I want to have lots of testing.
So no, you can't come up right now.
I'll survive. You can let her up. You can close my door and let her up. That's fine. I'm gonna die regardless, so it's 1 degree hotter with the door closed. That's not that big a deal. YouTube raid. Oh, did Danny just finish? Her stream died for me. I don't know if that was just me or if it was her or if it was both of us, but that was at a point where I had to like start doing some running around and prep anyway, so I just left. Hello. Hello. Welcome, Danny and everybody else. You are the woodland creature queen. How did you successfully dupe everything? I missed the last, I don't know, hour or so. Your house lost power for a second. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Not desirable. All right, so if I do some like this kind of thing. Don't chew the wires, Lori. That's not helpful. And like this. Everything was duped, including an extra you didn't originally have planned. That's cool. Spooky Mouse, you lovable scamp, you. Do not encourage her. So I'm not sure if this is quite the vibe. I don't know. I'm not mad at it per se. I do think we also, you're going to have to maybe imagine the like strawberries and lemons. Or I can just kind of blob in. Let me just blob in and see if that's like a thing that I even want to try and do. Because I kind of like the idea of adding some little strawberries and lemons. But like maybe the strawberries need to be like cut strawberries. You know what I mean? Listen, I know what they look like right now. Just fucking relax. We'll get there. We'll get there. Do not be mad you want this. All right. I mean, I don't, yeah. It's just, I'm not sure if this is quite the direction I want to go right now. Well, I'm gonna let it stew a little bit and see whether or not I'm feeling it once it's kind of, we're gonna need some green as well, but you get the idea. I didn't grab a green. So we got that, and then we'd need also some like little like lemon slices. So we'll just do like 3 lemon slices for now to sort of get like the idea. Maybe 4. This is like the roughest. It's not really the right kind of yellow. I think I want the darker yellow, but that's okay. Yeah, I definitely want the darker yellow for that. Can't believe I grabbed 2 yellows and I didn't grab a green. The hell was I thinking? All right. So if we're gonna do some little lemon slices and shit, and then do we try another layer of the shimmer over top? Let's try another layer of the shimmer over top, just half of it, after this has had a second. Like, so far I'm not mad at it. I do think maybe the lemon and strawberry slices should have gone underneath the jellies, maybe? Not sure. What is the plan tonight, Danny? I'm fucking around. It's frickin' bats. It might be fruit bats. We're playing. I don't know if this is exactly gonna work. But let's try, even though this is like way too soon and not nearly dry enough. That's okay, because we're just testing things right now. We're just testing things. Is this going to be overpowering? It looks pretty overpowering to me. Oof, yeah, that's overpowering. We definitely do not want to put another layer of that over top. For sure. So that's good information. Good information. We do not want that. But we could do another layer of these over top. And then maybe, do I have I don't really have a yellow. Oh, but I have one of the ILNP. There's like an orange. There's like an orange jelly in this set, right? Yeah, there's an orange jelly in this set. Yeah, I'm just doing like summer bats. I don't know. It just seemed like a cute idea. I don't know how I feel about the strawberry and lemon slices, though. Like, I feel like it takes it too far. I think I liked it better before the strawberry and lemon and before the extra layer. I don't have any pea polishes that aren't a heavy-duty shimmer. Okay. Yeah, the shimmer is like serious. It's serious business. Okay, test number 2. Test number 2 is we start with these guys. And I'm just gonna Smoosh that around a little bit. Yes, I used my finger. Get over it. And then do some bats on top of that. Speaking of bats, you want to pick up BCB's PPU this month just for the inspo. I think that's not the worst idea I've heard. I have done the same on a number of occasions. I try not to, but it definitely happens. Finger painting, new nail art technique unlocked, yeah. Well, they were going to be lemonade bats, strawberry lemonade bats, just because the color is a little bit, or was looking, it was leaning a little bit strawberry lemonade before, and I was going to add lemon slices and strawberries, but I think I'm going to put the kibosh on the lemons and strawberries. Although I could do them on separate nails. So I could have bat nails, lemon slice nails, and strawberry slice nails. That would be maybe an option. Okay. Now, if I do a layer of this, and then I will wait a moment and do a second layer of bats and then more of the jellies on top. Oh, these are not, I'm just, Danielle, I'm literally just doing little V's. This is not impressive. Are they going to be in a drink? If there isn't fruit, it might look like sunset bats. Yeah, I'm not mad at the idea of it just looking like sunset bats. Let me show you the inspo. Hang on. Give me a second. I got to open up Discord. Because there was a real cute inspo that was posted in the suggestions channel. And I'm not doing exactly that. But it was just kind of like, it inspired the vibes of this. So I just don't really want to waste more black on this than I need to, but I'm gonna have to do more anyway. Bum 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 bum. Da-da-da. Suggestos. Here they were. So I will put this, actually, you know what? I can just change that. Window capture Discord. Are you, hello? There, okay. That. So that was what kind of like was the vibes that inspired this. So it's a little bit, this is like a little bit more creamsicle. Obviously this is like not at all what I'm going to be achieving. I'm fairly certain this is gel. It is cute as heck though. And I just kind of, I wanted to do something loosely inspired by it. But yeah, that's, why does it make you want popcorn, forest fire smoke bats, pond adjacent bats? Yeah, it's super cute inspo. So I kind of just wanted to play with something that's like a little bit in that sort of, actually, you know what? What if I do a whole layer of the white? What if I do a whole layer of white? Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay, that's cute. I like that. You're still getting the shimmer. It's toned down a lot, but you do still get the shimmer. I think it's actually harder to see on camera, but yeah, that's kind of cute. And then I could maybe have like a couple of bats on the top layer. Maybe this is the way to do it. I might do a second layer of the pink and orange jellies before that, just to get a little bit more color pop. But I'm liking this. I am liking this. I think this is cute. Now the question becomes, do I want to do like the little branches that are in there, or do I want to do some nails that are just bats and then some other nails that are like just lemons and some that are just strawberry? I think having all three together in one thing is like, it becomes a little overwhelming. You like cottage cheese, you just eat it out of the tub with salt, not a spice, and black pepper, a spice. Yeah, cottage cheese does savory very, very well. You can do savory and sweet at the same time with cottage cheese. It's a really nice bridge. All right. I'm kind of okay. So here's what I was thinking about. Let's just shift gears to my other hand, because here's what I was thinking about for my other hand. Because I could do like a little bit matchy, or I have the other Royal Lee that Leo gave me, Star Spangled Cheeks, which is extremely, extremely me. I'm honestly not sure how I resisted purchasing that one when it came out. I was just like on a hardcore no buy during that time period though. So I'm thinking about one of these, or heck, maybe a gradient of the two of them. Can they gradient together? Can they gradient nicely? That's a better question. Can they gradient nicely? Probably not. Can they lazy gradient? Probably not. They might be able to like sponge gradient, but they probably won't lazy gradient well. I'm kind of digging the pink and blue together though. Especially since it's also orange and green. Anyway, with this, the blue is pretty powerful, but I feel like I can still probably make it work. But either way, I was thinking about with like this topper on it. Oh, good. I didn't get any fucking bats in that one. Here we go. You're eating pickled onion, Monster Munch crisps, Ritz crackers, cream cheese, and deep fried onions. I think I have to approve of that. Okay, shut up. That's cute. Okay, I'm doing this on my other hand. I think I have to do the gradient on my other hand. It's cute. It's from like a couple of years ago. It was a polish for paws as well. Back Bat to the Bone from Wildflower before they switched over to being Roy Lee. But yeah, they're like nice small glitters, which I really like. They'll still stick out, but yeah. So that's going to be for my other hand, where I absolutely cannot paint tiny bats properly. It's decided that's what we're doing there. But I will be hand painting on this hand because I hate myself, and that is how I roll. Did I start with bats or did I start with jelly? I started with jelly, didn't I? On this hand, on this one. I feel like I started with jelly on this one. Is that true? I'm going to start with this hand and just get my first coat down. We're going to do an other hand first experience, which basically never happens. But, you know, I rarely ever even paint my other hand, so it's fine. We're going to start there and then do a little blendy. Because, yeah, the blue is quite powerful, so it's going to have a slightly harder time blending, but I believe we can do it. And if necessary, I can always, like, do a sponge gradient for a second coat. I think it's only going to need 2 coats, but I don't necessarily always mind having a little unevenness. And I think that the bat topper will also help a little bit. Actually, you know what? I wonder if it'll be easier to do the bottom coat first, or the blue part first, the bottom of the nail first, and then do this over top. And just like stop it a little short. That kind of maybe works better. I don't know. Maybe not. Might be about the same. It's okay. We just have to trust the process on this. The process being a little bit chaotic. And that's okay. Because this is just my other hand. I may not even get photos of this hand. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. You know you're not the person to ask because you're ambidextrous, but do both hands. It's so cute. I'm definitely not doing both hands the same. I'm literally never doing both hands the same. Everyone who streams has such wide nails. You're so jelly. I don't know. I feel like my nails are not that wide. They're kind of normal, I think. They're definitely not tiny. I don't have small hands. So... better there. All right. I can hear, I'm pretty sure it's Jammy snoring. Oh my God, I got blue on my brush. I blew myself, y'all. Oh no. That's okay. It's going to be fine. I had normal hands in person. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're fairly normal. But if you have tiny little hands, I can see how it would seem like everybody else had big hands. Or if you just have like super narrow nails. Two of your fingers have nails that are as wide as the wide flat brushes. I mean, there's more than one size of wide flat brush too. Right? Like the Royal Lee ones are not super wide. There are definitely some that are much wider. And it's also like it depends on how you apply, because if you're pressing down the brush a lot, then it absolutely does widen out a lot more. But if you're kind of always floating it, then it doesn't splay as much. But like, yeah, my pinkies are definitely, you can see that my pinkies are pretty similar to the size of the brush, to the width of the brush in this case. All right, there's our first coat of that, and we're definitely going to have to do some serious tidying up, but that's okay because it's my other hand and it's going to work. It's all going to be just fine once we get everything on there. Just realized I totally missed the far side of that nail. Yeah, it's true. Christine's hands are ridiculously tiny. And it's not obvious at all from her photos and video. It's not obvious at all how tiny her hands are. But like, her nails are fucking microscopic. Okay, so we're going to be using these three colors plus the white. You definitely can't get the Cadillac or stamping plate. All the designs would be too wide for you. That is why you get a resizing stamper. Resizing stampers are the best. All right, let's start with the white, I think. Get some good blobs of white on here. And then a little bit of orange, not too much. I mostly want to see pink in my underlayers here. You've never seen anyone use one of those? A resizing stamper? I've used one on stream a bunch of times. I could not possibly direct you to which streams I have used them in, but I have used them, and whenever I use a resizing stamper, I always do a little demonstration because I know a lot of people haven't seen them. You missed what jelly polishes I'm using rather. The white is Dimension Nails Vanilla Almond Milk. And the other three are from ILNP, Tango, Malibu, and Pink Slush. Trying to remember, was the ILNP set like last summer, or the summer before. I can't remember now when this came out. I don't buy from ILNP very often, but this set really spoke to me, and I needed some nice jellies, so I bought. I can't remember if it was just a quad and I bought all of them, or if there was a purple that I ignored. If there was a purple, I probably ignored it. Was the turtle one of those streams? Yeah, maybe. I might have. The turtle stream might have been one where I used a resizing stamper. I can't recall, but I've done it so many times on stream. Like there have been a bunch of stamping streams where I've used the resizer and demonstrated it. Yeah, to be fair, arachnodactyly is not an easy word to spell, or to say, in fact. But if you gotta have a weird ass condition with your fingies, that's not a bad one to have, because it has a cool name and it makes your fingies look kind of cool. Basically, every time I have a stamping stream, I am going to use it. I just don't always know in advance if I'm going to be stamping. Although, you know, if enough people are like wanting a stamping stream, I can plan a stamping stream, for sure. That's a thing I can do. I try to. I mostly prefer to do hand painting, mostly, but I try to do a stamping stream every once in a while because I know that there are people who find them helpful. So, you know, happy to do basic techniques and skills streams when people are requesting them. And if you're not already in my Discord, that's a really good way to suggest future stream ideas or request that I use certain techniques or demonstrate certain techniques. And also to get notified when I am doing such things. Because a lot of the time I walk into stream not knowing what I'm doing, or I'll set up the stream without knowing what I'm going to be doing that day. But then someone will mention something, or I'll take a look through the suggestions and pick something in the time between setting up the stream and actually starting the stream. So, and in those cases, you'll mostly only hear about that on Discord. So if you are not already in my Discord and that seems like something that you would like to do, the link is down in the description box for this stream. You see jellies. Yes, Maymay, you do. You see jellies. Just wait. There's going to be frickin' bats. The blue and pink nails look like a really hot fire. I'm hoping those ones work out to be fun. All right. Now we got to let these guys dry a little. Yeah, let's give those a minute and do a second coat on these guys. I lost one of the cats. So let me just rotate things so you have the other cat on cam. She is not facing, but she is at least a gray fuzzy lump. Okay, these two. Oh, I also want to tip this upside down. These larger glitters, I usually will tip the bottle upside down for any kind of larger glitter before I use it. It just helps to rearrange them a bit, because like shaking it only does so much. Okay. There's the blue. And we'll just kind of brushy. Give it a wipe before I put it on, or put it back in to make sure I'm not getting too much of the blue in there. And then while that's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and do this because I think it's going to help blend things a little bit better. So you can definitely tell that like the gradient is very far from smooth, but I think I don't care too much. It's just my other hand. It's fine. It probably will work better if I sponge that though, so maybe I'll do that for the other ones. Let me just get some more. Fuzzy lump is a cat's dominant form. That is correct. I don't know where Budgie went though, and the door is closed. So she's pulled a fairly impressive magic trick here. Which means she's either on the floor under my chair or perhaps on the floor behind the cockpit chair. Maybe. Okay, let's see if sponging does a better job here. I'm gonna get a fresh sponge though, because... Am I though? Yes, I am. Oof. Maple is croissant shaped right now. Oh my god. Fucking up these nails. Trying to get some goddamn sponges out and I'm fucking up my nails. That's not great. Just gotta smoosh that back into place. Smoosh it. Just smoosh. I got a little thingy here. I'm just smooshing. It's okay. It's the first of several layers. It'll be fine. Let me just get some forceps out. Maybe that'll help. Or not, you know, maybe it'll just not help at all. Maybe it'll continue to be an enormous pain in my ass. You never know, right? For fuck's sake. Get... Fuck. Oh, I totally fucked up that now. Alright. Good. This is really good. This is going well. Okay. I won, but at what cost? At what cost, y'all? This is a tragedy. A tragedy has occurred here. We're gonna have to do a third layer on this nail after it's had a chance to dry. There's like a bat stuck to the bag now. Oh no, wait, maybe it's buried underneath this mush. This is really good. I'm awesome at this. There we go. See how good that smush is? Oh yeah. Professional. Professional. All right. She relumped. Yeah, that's usually how that works. All right. So let's do our second coat here on these guys with without trying to lazy gradient it. Maybe it'll work better. That's pretty good. All right. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep doing that. And I'm going to try real hard not to get too much on my skin because this shimmer is going to be just an enormous pain in the ass. I am getting some on my skin. That's unavoidable, but... Your mother-in-law passed a few weeks ago, and the 6th of August would have been her 79th birthday, so it's been a little rough, yeah. Yeah... It's always challenging. Unfortunately, something that we all get to experience. Whether we like it or not. I feel like this one got a little bit too much pink too high up. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Okay, yes, that is better. That is much better. We're going to try and do the same thing to fix the thumb. And then we'll just have to do another layer of bats on the thumb. But hopefully between the smushing and the little bit of sponge gradienting, we can get this back somewhere good. Okay. This is looking better. All right. Don't try to lazy gradient relatively opaque shimmers. What were you thinking, chat? Why would you even suggest a thing like that? It was very silly of you to make me do it that way. I'll try and do a little cleanup here. I'm not going to worry too much about it, but because it's going to be easier to just not worry about it and then let it come off through washing my hands later. As long as it's like not right around the... As long as it's not like in the cuticle area and like right up against the proximal nail fold, it doesn't generally cause problems to just leave it. I will try and clean that out as well as possible, but the little shimmers that are stuck to the skin, that's just going to wash off and not cause a problem anywhere. Jammy Dodgers. She just jumped down snorkeling. Sneezing and snorkeling. All right. We'll leave that to dry for a bit. And let's start painting some bats on my nails. What do you think? Your husband heard me sneeze and whispered, "Bless you." I mean, I guess he's allowed. Ooh, that's squeaky. I don't personally believe that my soul is going to leave my body or that any evil spirits are going to enter because I sneezed. So I don't require blessing. Seems a little silly to me. All right. Let's get some bats going. We're going to start with like a little bat wing going up like that and a little bat wing coming over like that. And let's get some little ears up here. A little bat body. This guy's wings might be too big for him. I might need to make his body a little bigger to make up for the ridiculous wingness. Come on. This brush is really starting to piss me off. Just saying. The first one was so good. All right. I'm going to need to thin this too. He's not even paying attention. Pavlov's response. See, that's part of the reason why I feel that way about sneezing, actually, is because it's one of those things like it's one of those things that you're supposed to do because it's polite, but like we don't say bless you when we fart, right? If somebody farts, you're supposed to ignore it. So why do we do it when people sneeze? Like it's not it's just one of those weird social conditioning things that people just do without ever thinking about why they're doing it, and it drives me a little crazy. It's like what are we doing here? So either, I think we should all stop saying bless you when someone sneezes, or we should all start saying something similar, when people fart. I think that would be the ideal way to solve it. And like basically all audible bodily functions would just acknowledge them all with some kind of, polite statement that we've decided we're going to do. And then I think that's fine. Yeah, giggling at farts is fine. Or like also belching, right? So like in my family, we typically will like congratulate each other for a good belch. And I think that's fine. Neither one of us is really a farting outside of the bathroom kind of person, so that doesn't come up too often. But we're just not very gassy people, I guess. But yeah, I think it's like you can do it, but you just have to be internally consistent, and then it's fine. Okay, there's bat number 1. It's not the best bat I've ever done, but it's bat number 1 of the season. So I'm going to do a couple of like smaller bats in the distance, I think. That's not a very good bat. You know what I didn't do? I didn't put a top coat down to protect my base. So I'm just going to have to not fuck up at all ever during this whole thing. Should be easy, right? No problem. It already looks more like a bird than a bat. It's fine. It's fine. I was doing a better job of making things look like bats when I was just fucking them up on the mat real fast as little V's, honestly. You farted and then accidentally crop dusted yourself this morning? It's a bird, it's a bat, it's Superman. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. It's extra good that I'm fucking up the worst on my thumb because it's kind of like my show nail. It's the one that I get the super extreme close-up of usually. So, perfect. It's really what you want. Okay. I think I need to like stay above a certain size to like make this kind of work. Whoop. Yeah, see, that one was all right. These are definitely not anatomically correct bat wings. Nobody tell my fellow biologists that I'm doing this. I'll lose all my biologist street cred if they know. Your father-in-law adores you. Your husband asks you to ask his dad if we need something, because if he asks, his dad will make excuses, but your father-in-law will do anything if you ask. That's hilarious. Unfortunately, Brian's father passed before I really got to know him. We'd only been together for a couple of years at that point. But I did get to meet him a few times, and he was just hilarious. He was an absolute delight. And immediately started referring to me as Brian's manager, which I thought was hysterical. Because as you may know, Brian is a little ADHD. And I can't manage my own shit, but I can manage Brian's pretty reasonably well. It's easier managing somebody else's shit than it is managing your own, as I'm sure you're all quite aware. I was going to make that one smaller, and then I was like, hey, remember how when you make them too small, it doesn't work good? And then I started making it bigger, but then I'd already had some bad structure, so we're just going to pretend that that one's fine. It's fine. Your father-in-law will only accept help from you. That's hilarious. Men of that generation are, by and large, just fucking ridiculous. My father is really going through it right now. And his brother passed away recently. And my dad is not coping well, because he's one of those guys that, like most men of his generation, is of the stoic, bear it silently type. And God forbid we should process our emotions in a healthy way or get help with anything, or, you know. And his brother was the same way. So, you know, it's just like, man, y'all need to fucking spend 5 minutes just learning to fucking love yourselves enough to get help when you need it, for fuck's sake. People are so stupid. But you know, like, I get it. I was also raised that way and struggle with asking for anything, really. So I understand. But, like, you gotta fucking try, man. They'll tell you they're too old to learn new tricks, but they're not. There's no such thing. Unless it's like skateboarding or something. It's possible to be too old to learn new skateboarding tricks. If you've never skateboarded, you should not just get on a skateboard and start trying to learn new tricks right away. Just FYI. Imagine the world if men went to therapy. Honestly, they'll do anything other than therapy. But you can't make them. Can't force them to do it. Oh, that's not a good wing at all. Oh my god. When your dad was literally dying, his sister was saying you're not crying much. That's brutal. I like I mean obviously I haven't had a parent die yet, but my brother did years ago. We were very, very close, and I could not. I was physically incapable of crying at his funeral and leading up to it. I couldn't do it. It wasn't until kind of much later that I was able to actually finally do that. And it's just because I was like processing differently and like having to be strong for other people because that's what you gotta do. Like, needed to be the strong one for my parents, etc. So, you know, like, it's okay to process things however you process them. But you do need to fucking process them at some point. Like, you do actually have to. So, you can do it your own way, but you gotta do it eventually. I'm just gonna do 2 on that nail for now, and then we'll come back to it. Need more thinner. Oof, yeah, that's brutally Nelly. That's like, that's a lot of emotional weight to put on a kid. Because, like, you might have been older, but you were still a kid. You're still his kid. So for that burden to fall on you is not really great. It's suboptimal. This currently looks like a weird butterfly. It's okay, we're gonna fix that. Oh my god, this fucking brush is driving me crazy. Do I need to just get a new brush out? I might need to just get a new brush out. Is today the day, y'all? Is today the day I finally fucking break and get my new Starly brush out? I don't want it to be the day, but it might be the day. Because I'm getting really annoyed with it. That's better. Where even is it? Is it out here? Is this the old one? That's the old one. That's the mega. Where did I even put the new one that I bought? That's an excellent question. It might be in a drawer. Might be in a drawer. Okay, today's not the day because I don't want to go hunting for it in the middle of stream. Okay. It's Brit's birthday. It's a celebration. I'm not doing it, y'all. I'm not doing it. We're just going to continue suffering with this brush because that's how I like it. I like to suffer. Speaking of Brit's birthday, she's been offline all day, I noticed. Which hopefully means she's like just having a nice time, although I don't know. I know that things have been challenging with her mother-in-law staying with them, and I don't know how long that is going on for. But there's no world in which that's like easy. Even if you, and I don't really know what their relationship is like, so I'm not making any assumptions, but like even if you have a really awesome relationship with your mother-in-law, having anyone stay with you for an extended period of time is challenging, especially when you run a business out of your home. And when that person requires extra care and assistance with everything, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, we're all just doing our best. All right, got a couple of bats there. Mosumbi broke your cat tree? The cute cloud one? But it's so cute. Did you explain to him about how it's too cute and he can't do that? He is a big boy. But still, it doesn't seem like it should be possible. Brit is Brittany. She's the BCB maker. It's her birthday today, but she's been offline all day. So we all, a bunch of us did manicures for her. Mine has a spinning dick. Which made me really happy, and I can't wait for her to see it. Because I know it's going to fucking crack her up. Do I use my DRK Seal Glaze as a smudge-free top coat only? You bought a bottle before you noticed that aqua is not part of the ingredient list. Whoops. That's fine. most water-based top coats don't actually contain water. They're actually, it's more proper to call them water soluble. They're alcohol based, but yeah, the DRK Seal Glaze is one of my two go-tos for smudge free top coats. It is very reliable. I have not had an issue with it. It does say in the directions to use a thin coat. Don't listen to that. Just use a regular coat. Unless you're a person who like really fucking slathers on your polish, which you're not. Just apply it normal. You'll be fine. If you do it super thin, then you may not actually be getting complete coverage, and so you may have like little bits where you don't actually have the smudge free protection. So just put it on like it's a normal top coat. You'll probably have to, clean up a little around the edges because it's very runny, or fairly runny. It tends to sort of spill over a little bit into the area between your skin and your nail. But yeah, it's real good. That and the Apipila smudge free top coat are the two that I reach for. But the Apipila is often harder to get your hands on, so I usually end up getting the DRK. Can you put a regular top coat over the water-based? Not only can you should. The water-based stuff doesn't protect the way a regular top coat does, and it will wash off your hands. So it's great as a layer before your top coat. You do have to let it dry a little longer. Generally speaking, I find in the summertime, I end up having to let it dry for like a good 10 minutes, maybe a little more if it's real humid. In the winter, like 5 minutes is usually fine because it will absorb moisture from the air, and the humidity in the air will have a huge impact on its dry time. You want to make sure it's really dry before you put a regular top coat on top of it. I even use it sometimes in the middle of a mani. I'll put that on before I do another coat of nail art or something, especially if I'm working with magnetics, because if I'm working with magnetics like as my base and then I do nail art on top of that, I want some kind of a barrier typically, so that when I do my final top coat, it's not going to remelt everything. So typically I will use a top coat, a water-based top coat or a smudge-free top coat in between at some point. One thing that some people struggle with is that their regular glossy top coat will peel after a couple of days. If it does, use a thin layer of glitter grabber before the glossy top coat. I used to have that happen with the Voldemort brand smudge-free top coat. I have not ever had that experience with the DRK Seal Glaze. And I have not had that experience with Apipila either. However, I also don't use a toluene containing top coat, which may or may not be a factor at all. So yeah, the only one I had a problem with doing that was the Voldemort brand. If you know, you know. Which honestly wasn't a good one to begin with and did not protect against smudges as well as either of these ones do anyway. That stopped happening for you when you started letting it dry longer also? The Seal Glaze is removable with acetone. Yeah, it'll come off along with the rest of your mani with acetone. Yeah, the using Peely base to stop things re-wetting a magnetic, the DRK Seal Glaze does that. I use it for that a lot. But I also use it over nail art. You were looking at Apocalypse Polish Glitter Grabber, but they noted needing like 30 minutes of dry time. So I noticed that some brands, even when they have the exact same formula, will say different things about their dry time. Like Seal Glaze tells you that you have to let it dry for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. And I've never once let it dry that long, and it's never been an issue. Glitter Grabber does tend to take a little longer to dry, but I've never had it take anywhere near that, and I can't imagine that theirs is that much different than anybody else's. I would be shocked if theirs actually needed 30 minutes. That sounds like crazy pants to me. Can you imagine we're going to have to do this all over again? This is just the first layer of bats. What the fuck is she thinking? It's already 9:30, y'all. I'm going to be here forever. We're going to be here forever. Yeah, I think they're just covering their butts. I agree. I absolutely agree. I think they're just they're trying to make sure that that they don't have people who are, immediately moving on to their next coat as they would for a regular polish, and then complaining that it's not working properly. Okay. You use a Pupilla and DRK interchangeable, but certain toluene top coats, not all, will peel from certain smudge-proof top coats. It's weird, but a layer of Glitter Grabber between them fixes it. Interesting. Cool. Like when t-shirts tell you to air dry them, listen. Air dry your fucking t-shirts. If they have graphics on them and you have the ability to line dry them or air dry them, fucking do it. Your graphics will last so much longer. They will last so much longer. It'll look nicer forever. Just freaking do it. I hang mine in the bathroom, in the guest bathroom. I just put my shirts on little like on regular hangers. And let them dry over the shower curtain rod. Like I hang the hangers on the shower curtain rod. That's how we dry all of our t-shirts, all of our graphic t-shirts. It says, wait 10 minutes after your final layer, apply grabber, wait an additional 10 minutes. Yeah, no, I've never waited for 10 minutes after my final layer before applying glitter grabber. Glitter grabber goes on right away. As soon as I would put another layer of anything else, I'll put a layer of glitter grabber. That's crazy talk. And yeah, the smudge proof slash magnetic top coats, as soon as it stops looking cloudy, it's generally fine. I will say, if you are in a very humid environment, I will still give it more time after it stops being cloudy. Like, sometimes it's real fucking humid here. We live in a literal swamp. So I have learned the hard way that it is better for me to just give it extra time if it's humid in the house. You do the same with your t-shirts? Yeah, because you can't live like that. Your bras, skirts, and dresses need to actually hang dry. Yeah, I don't wear skirts and dresses. My bras hang dry. Some of my underpants, not all of them. And yeah, all of our graphic tees. But we also don't have like a fuckload of clothing. So, you know, between the two of us, I on a real like laundry heavy week, I'll have the whole curtain rod will basically be full, but that's as far as it ever goes. It's never more than that. It's never like I can't find room to hang them. All right, we gotta move some of these bats. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Go on. Go on. Go on. You shit. Get down there. I'm gonna fuck up my Manny to move you if you don't move by yourself. Oh, you bastard. All right, well, that one just lives there, I guess. No, I refuse. I refuse to allow it. I want you to at least rotate to a different position. There we go. That's at least a little better. Jeez, that was a really uncooperative one, let me tell you. Most of your pants hang to dry? Yeah, I can't do that. My pants are all tights, though. I don't wear nice pants. I refuse to own pants that want to be babied. And I refuse to own hard pants. It's just the graphic tees that I'll suffer for. And bras, because they're fucking expensive. I don't like having to shop for the goddamn things. There we go. You're going to be a pain in the ass in that position, aren't you? You're going to stick out on the edge. That's a little better. You used to hand wash your binders and hang dry, but the issue was you just wouldn't do it, so you'd go way too long without washing. Eesh. Yeah. Yeah, binders are a little different too. Like the amount of elastic in them would definitely prefer not to have to be going through the dryer. But like, I think as long as you're drying them on a low heat, they'll be fine. But yeah, that kind of material does take for fucking ever to dry, to air dry. Whoa, hey, 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 buddy, hey, get, thank you. Can you, excuse me? Would you just, hello? Thank you. This is the problem. Ah, you didn't even know you were on there. This is the problem with these kinds of cute glitter polishes. They always make you suffer for the glitters. Every time. Between the fishing and the futzing, the zhizhing, ugh. why I would usually rather just hand paint the fucking bats. Except we're not doing that on this hand. Absolutely the fuck not. Alright, we got that one. You gave up on regular wires, you do those wireless stretchy ones? Oh yeah, me too. But I still hang them up because they last longer and I still don't want to shop for the fucking things. Alright, we gotta shake this again. I get very attached to my graphic tees because it's hard for me to find ones that I really like. And so when I do find them, I'm like, you must live forever now. And so, yeah, I need them to be treated with love and respect so that they will live forever. I know there's another bat in there. There we go. All right. Okay. This hand is definitely going to get some glitter grabber as well, but that'll do. Most of your fancy clothes have to be hand washed and it's a pain. Yeah, well, you have the like super fancy stuff that's like fucking hand beaded and shit. And that's like, whew, that is suffering right there. That's the definition of suffering. I won't own clothes like that. Yours are beautiful. I'm happy to see them on you. Catch me dead in that shit. I like to admire those fabrics from afar. All right. And if there's anybody here that wasn't there for the testing stage, don't panic. I know we're covering up a lot of the work that we did. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. I promise. Ah, there's a hair. Oh, freaking cat hair, man. The nerve. The nerve of these freaking cats. Speaking of which, they're still both lying somewhere where you can't see them, aren't they? Yep. Okay, we're partway there. I'm not going to say we're halfway. I'm not sure how far. All, if not most, of your graphic tees are from secondhand places, and that makes you not worry or care about the graphic, you guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Hand washing is better than dry cleaning? Sure. Not everything can be hand washed, though. Some things have to be dry cleaned. I refuse to own things that have to be either. Not going to do it. If you can't handle my washing machine on the lightest, like the gentlest setting with cold water, you're not entering my house. That's it. The cat hair is whimsical? No. We're 1/3 of the way there. It better be more than that, man. You're not as fancy as Hala. She's got money for custom dresses. Yeah. Those custom dresses are fucking crazy. Especially like as soon as you get into custom hand beaded stuff, it's like, oof. Hand beading, hand embroidery, that shit gets wild, man. Let's use this one. Yeah, exactly. You bag it, you put it on the delicate wash. If it can't handle that, it does not deserve to be in my home. It's too delicate for my life at that point. I'm just doing a glitter grabber here. This is, well, technically it's Glitter Tamer from Prism Parade, which I got in PR. Hashtag not sponsored, but I got in PR. All right. Next, we're going to do another coat of some gel. Do I want to do the jellies first or do I want to do the bats first? That's a good question. Let's do the bats first. Brittany lives. All right, excellent, excellent. Yay! How do I like their glitter grabber? The Prism Parade one? It's fine. It does the trick. It works well. It hasn't discolored yet, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used it a ton yet, so I don't know if I can fully, completely form a strong opinion on it. I have no complaints about it as yet. I can tell you that much. I have both that and Arcana's Potion of Smoothing on my desk. I've been choosing them interchangeably, and they both work fine. So, yeah. Mostly when I'm using them, I'm using them for like reflectives because I don't typically do a lot of like actually large glitters, which I think might be a better test. I've been happy with the performance of both for reflective heavy polishes. Glitter grabbers discolor, yeah. Any top coat, polish, base, they can all discolor. They can all go yellow. My old Glisten and Glow one, super fucking yellow. So I kind of stopped using it. Yeah, that's why a lot of bases that you see are tinted purple is to counteract the yellowing. The yellowing is mostly something that happens as a result of UV exposure, so that's also why a lot of bases will have benzophenone 1 in them. It's a very common ingredient in a lot of nail polish bases and top coats. And when I say nail polish bases in this context, I'm talking about the suspension base for the polish itself. A lot of like the body of the polish will have benzophenone 1 in it. Fun fact, that's the fact that it's a UV blocker also means that it is not going to allow your solar polishes to work as well. because they are being protected from the thing that they need to be exposed to. So that's why you want a top coat without benzophenone 1, which often means a top coat that is violet because they're trying to counteract the yellowing. Dun, 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 dun. This has been a Science Minute with Peggy. My polish is too thick. Do you see any discoloration in your manis with the yellow glitter grabber? Not really. I mean, it might be possible if you have like a super white, bright white mani. Maybe you would notice a little bit, but it's not usually an issue. It just looks icky. If it gets real discolored, then yeah, I would expect you'd see a little bit of that over white. Okay. Science Minute here is better than Linry's Worms Are Insects. I don't know. Linry's Worms Are Insects was pretty funny. Y'all, worms are not insects. I'm very much a you can call things a bug if they have bug vibes. I'm fine with that. When we're talking in a non-scientific way about bugs, because there is a thing, like a very specific subset of insects that are called true bugs. And like if you're actually talking to entomologists about entomology, they will, use those proper terms. But in general, it's I'm completely fine with people calling things bugs that are they just have bug vibes. But calling something an insect that is not an insect is not the same. It does not work for me. And worms are not insects. Worms are annelids. It's a completely different kind of thing. It would be like saying that humans are trees. Like, it's just no, they're not. They're so far from related. It's just not. It's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah. Worms is bugs, but not insects. Yes, correct. Like shrimp is bugs, but also not insects. I realize I'm about to go over another existing bat in the background, but it's because that bat got a little janky and it made things a little bit lumpy. So I'm hoping to kind of even things out a little bit by going over it with a different bat. Hopefully not making things worse. You finished your left hand. Looks like you have time to do your right. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's going to be a little while yet. We still have more bats to do here. Crawfish is bugs, but yeah, not insects. Humans do have tree qualities? Sure. Everything alive has everything else alive qualities. That's just a true statement. But, you know, there's stuff that's real related and there's stuff that's extremely not related. Or like so distant that it's crazy talk to confuse them. Humans are closer to sea slugs than we are to anemones. Yeah. Yep. Yep, because sea slugs have a butthole. It's true. There's one of the very first divides in life is did you start as an asshole or did you start as a mouth? And all of us, we started as assholes. We all start life as assholes. It's the very first thing you develop. You develop an asshole. You become asshole, and then eventually tube out to mouth. It's a thing. No such thing as a tree. There's definitely such thing as a tree. In the culinary sense, there's such a thing as a tree. But yeah, it's funny that's one of those other things that like the difference between trees and shrubs is, I don't know, that one's too big to call it a tree. There's no like defining scientific biological truth that makes something a tree as opposed to just a really big fucking woody plant. Woody plants, that's a biological thing. You are a woody plant or you are not a woody plant. You make a woody exterior or you don't make a woody exterior. But lots of plants that are not trees have a woody stem. So yeah, in that sense, there's no such thing as a tree, which is very funny. In the culinary sense. Yeah, trees are just plants that are shaped like that, exactly. Birds aren't real, also true, they are dinosaurs. Big, tall, woody plant or small, stout, woody plant. Yep. And then there's even smaller, flimsier woody plants. We really love to, this is just a thing that humans do sort of everywhere. We love to decide to call things, we like divide things into categories and call them things. Because it's convenient for talking about them that way, right? We love to do that. But we're not always great at remembering that just because we call things different things, and we've put them into these categories, it doesn't mean those categories are like true in any sort of sense outside of the usefulness of talking about them, right? Like, the entire concept of species is like, in a way, they're just a convenient way for us to talk about things, because if we can't identify the difference between a bird and a bee or a dog and a human, it becomes really difficult to have conversations about their roles in our world, right? And so you can see the utility of being able to name different species. But like, what is a species? And there are all kinds of different ways that we have historically identified or like delineated what species is, and how we define the lines between species. But those break down so fast when you start looking at like fungi and like protists, bacteria, like the entire concept of a species starts to get real hazy, and you have to grapple with that. That the and it sort of it echoes back up into everything else, where you're like, well, if these things aren't enough to define in a biological sense a species within this group, then what makes us say that it's enough to define what a species is in another group? All of which is to say that trans women are women, and your fucking rules and categories are a lie. So that's why biology is great. Yeah, all the rules, all the categories, they're just things we made up. Pretty much anything can be a fish because fish doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Palms are grasses. Yeah. Yep. What kingdom did you call the junk drawer kingdom? Yeah, speciation for close relatives becomes just real like, oh, well, these, because at one point in time we were like, well, species can't procreate with each other. And then we were like, oh shit, well, actually they can sometimes if the circumstances are right, but like they don't usually. Okay, so species don't usually because their like territories don't overlap or their behaviors don't allow it, right? Like one is out in the daytime and the other one's out at night, so they don't mate with each other, but technically they can. Or like one of them is on this continent and the other one is on this other continent, and so in nature they would never mate with each other because they're too fucking far away, but humans got in there and mixed everything up, and oh, actually it looks like they can procreate. And then we were like, oh, but the hybrids, they're sterile, except they're fucking not necessarily. Some of them are, not all of them. That is not a fucking hard and fast rule. That's only true for some of them. So yeah, pick a rule, pick a category. We can show you how it's not actually as solid as you think. Yeah, socially incompatible. The junk drawer kingdom is Kingdom Protista. Sure, I'll allow it. Do I want one more bat on here? Maybe I can do like a partial bat, like just like a wing over here. What if there's just a wing? How do we feel about that? Nile crocodile and American crocodile hybrids you have roaming around. Polar bears, black bears, brown bears, all the same, just different ranges. There's so many really good examples. So yeah. I love biology. I love the fact that you get to a certain point where you learn more and more and more, and then you reach a point where you're like, oh, we don't actually fucking know anything. Got it. Okay. Okay. Although I feel like that's kind of a thing in a lot of fields, not just in biology. Like, there's lots of other fields where you study and study and study, and the amount that you know becomes greater, but also the amount that you realize you don't know becomes greater at an even faster rate. Like, oh shit, I don't know anything anymore. I used to know so much. The fact that Florida is the only place that has crocs and alligators both is both funny and scary, yeah. Yup. Okay. We're gonna get there. Maybe before 11. Maybe not though. And now I'm gonna have the song stuck in my head. A 3-hour stream. A 3-hour stream. Who's volunteering to be Gilligan? The older I get, the less I know. Real. Yeah, but in biology, you get to that point without even getting a PhD, for sure. By the time you're in like third year bio, I feel like you either have figured that out or you're bad at bio. Yeah, tech changing is an extra factor in the IT field for sure. But yeah, I don't think there are many fields that are totally immune to it, except apparently the being a fucking billionaire field. Apparently that's fine. You can just get to a point where you think you know everything because of how rich you are. Do. Immunology is just magic. Yeah. Yeah, immunology is fucking whack, man. It's we don't know shit about the immune system. We know absolutely fucking nothing about the immune system. That's all there is to it. I think that's it for that now. I feel like that nail is just going to be a little more sparse. Just, it feels right. Feels right, man. Feels right. Oh. Did I just make a discovery? Is doing the body first actually a better way to do the bat? Doing the body first, I just accidentally, not really thinking about it, did the body first. And I think that might be the best bat I've done in some ways. Interesting. Relearning how to paint bats every fucking year. That's me. Okay. All right, we're gonna try that again because that kind of worked well. See if it works well again. If it does, then we're doing the rest of them this way. Although this one's a little weird because it's right up against the side of my nail. Okay. Yeah, I like doing the bats better that way. I think they come out better. So we're going to do that. Oh, I'm going to move the cat cam because Jammy's in a spot where I think the camera can actually reach. It's not a normal spot, but... She's decided she's cuddling the wall. Apparently. I love that I finally figured out how to paint bats on my second last nail. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's okay though, because like I just have to remember it for the rest of the season. She said as though we were already into Halloween season, but you know, like it's not going to be too long before we are. And I'm going to probably be painting a lot of bats. So I just got to remember this. Oh yeah, what did you figured out something about that polish, right? Or you found the thing. The press on. Has Leo seen it yet? I mean, it is summerween right now, but like I'm still going to want to do some summery stuff that's not summerween before we get into proper ween seasoning. Seasoning? Ween season. Weaning season. Jesus. That conversation earlier about spices apparently got to me. It got in my head, man. Okay. Right now can be summer. You need to wear some more neons. Listen, there are still fucking neons coming out right now, and I don't know how to cope with that. Okay. This one is going to be... I don't really feel like doing another coat of the water-based, but I should. I just need to. I just need to do another smudge-free. That's all there is to it. Peggy, just don't shortcut it. Just do it right. This is one of the things I sometimes do with the smudge free is if I just have small areas that need it, I'll just paint it on those areas and not do the entire nail. Just cause. I don't think it necessarily really saves much of anything, but... Season your weens! Season your weasons. This needs top coat, and I can probably close this up because I'm most of the way done with that. All right, let's do this thicker top coat. I'm gonna use the Monarch HD Shine because this one, if I have something that I know is like gonna be a little more textured, it's a little thicker than some of the other ones. It's basically the most plump one that I have. I have others that dry faster, but this one is the most plump. All right. So this hand is done, which is very exciting. Same Peggy what? There's a delay on chat, so I don't know what you're responding to, Belly. Not quite all the way dry. I see a couple of cloudy spots. It feels just slightly tacky, so... Do a little cleanup while we're waiting, because this hand is getting photographed. Assuming I don't wildly fuck it up between now and the end. I don't think I will. But, you know, it's not impossible. Let's look at Jammy Dodgers. What a girl. Oh, only putting the smudge proof on the bit that needs it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a good reason for it, but I often do that. Oh my god. My wrist is killing me. Okay. Back to it. So for this layer, I'm going to do some more of that. And some more of this. Some more of this. Oh yeah, squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak, squeak. And I'll do a little bit of the white, even though we are going to be doing white over the whole thing as our final coat. But I still want some areas to be whiter than others. So... okay. I should really be doing the white areas first so that I'm not contaminating my white. did a really good job there. Way off the edge. Okay. I've been resisting getting my next bottle of this vanilla almond milk out for really no reason, because it's going to last me the same amount of time regardless of whether I open a new one now and combine them later on down the road or wait and suffer with this one and then open a new one and still have to combine them later on. Like, it truly doesn't make a difference. But I've been resisting it anyway. And it's just psychological because the brand is gone now, so makes me sad. I did buy a couple of backups of it though, so because I haven't yet found my replacement for it, and thankfully I don't need to yet. Do I ever speak French to my cats and witness them being confused? Do you like to torture your cats with Spanish? No, not really. They look confused when I speak to them in English, so I don't think that it matters too much what language I use. I think my cats are just confused pretty much all the time. There's a hair. I also just don't actually speak French. Like, I know a little bit. But I don't have even basic conversational French, which is not uncommon for people raised in Ontario. We have to take French in school, but they can't force us to actually learn it. They can only force us to attend class and get a passing grade. They can't make us retain anything. And I basically lost all of it. Sometime after grade 10 or 11, whenever I took my last French class. And, yeah. Your roommate's dog was a rescue from Tijuana. I got super excited when a kid's friend's mom baby talked to him in Spanish. Aw, that's cute. I had to learn Spanish commands at first to get him to sit and stuff. Yeah, my cats don't know any commands. They know when something is TREATS time, but they know that from the time as much as they know it from the rattling of the bag. There are some verbal commands. Actually, I think Cinna is probably the smartest cat in the house right now. Because Cinna, we can tell her to get in the tent, and she will go straight in. She will walk straight in, get all excited, and then we'll tell her to get in the middle, and she'll get in the middle because she has to get in the middle in order for us to pick up the tent. So it's she's definitely by far the most responsive to verbal commands. Whether that means she understands them more or she's just more willing, I don't know. But yeah, the French taught in school is often useless. Jamie knows some words. She certainly knows her name. She knows come to bed. There's other stuff, but yeah, most of my cats are not I haven't like attempted to really train them. I don't feel like that's important for me. Um, they know how to do the stuff that they need to know how to do, which is not very much. Yeah, they listen when you tell them to get down. If Jammy snaps too much during TREATS time, because you've seen Brian give them those, and he just puts little piles out. When I give them the TREATS, I actually hold them in my fingers one at a time, and they have to take it from my fingers. And all three of them are very good at that. But Jammy occasionally gets too excited, and she will she will snap and try and take the end of my finger off. And when she does that, she hears about it and she immediately, and even if she doesn't actually hurt me, I'll tell her and she'll immediately be like, "Oh, right, I'm not supposed to do it that way." And she'll get very gentle. And similarly, Timony knows that he's not supposed to reach out with his paws during that time. So he knows paws off and no paws. But Cinna just knows like so many more phrases and more complex ones. So I suspect she's a little brainier than the rest. You have two cats that pretend to be deaf and one that is so attentive that you'd swear he understands every word. Yeah. Yeah, the funny thing is that Cinna is the one that was the street cat who was supposedly too feral to be taken in, and the rescue wasn't equipped to handle her because she was too wild, and she's the one that's like so super focused on her people, like what do they want, how can I interact with them. I must know what's happening at all times, and I must be close. She wants to groom Brian all the time. It's so funny. He is absolutely her little dirty, ugly baby. I really like this. I think this needs to be matte, too. I feel like this Manny wants to be matte. It's so many layers, though, and the matte will make it even more layers. So maybe I will take photos of it glossy, and then if it survives till the morning, mattify it and take more photos. Because I'm concerned that mattifying it on top of all the layers that I already have will end up making it not dry well. I have tried to keep it not too thick, but there's a lot of layers here. I'm sure part of it is how do I keep the food givers happy, but I do also think there's an element of genuinely enjoying, like, especially with Brian, she really wants to spend time with him specifically all the time. She loves to be near him. And she sleeps so soundly when she's sleeping right beside one of us. She'll sleep in Brian's office, on a little poof right beside his desk. She'll sleep beside me on the sofa, and like, but in both of those instances, she is all the way out, like all the way out. Yeah, matte top coat isn't really properly top coat. Good night, Yanelli. I think I might be too late, but... nightly meme review. Dumb cat is at least part Maine Coon, yeah. You are moving to listen and start to sleep, yeah. Well, we are basically done. There's just going to be top coat, regular top coat, and then I will take my photos and such. And I do think I might want to leave it a little bit before I top coat. Just give it some time to dry a little better. These the milky jellies can take a little longer than a standard jelly often does. I find the milky jellies are very squishy, and they take a little bit longer to dry. So how is it 3:30 a.m., Belly? It's almost like time passes. So weird. Yeah, matte top coat also just like is in itself, it has a lot of body to it. It's like thick and it takes a long time to dry in and of itself. And so if you're putting it over something that hasn't had enough time to dry, it can often cause a problem. I have to say I am pretty happy with this though. I liked the idea of doing the strawberries and lemonade, but I also really like how this came out, and it feels like summery still without being overly complicated. I think it's cute. I'm happy with it. Yeah, SE Marshmallow also takes a while to dry. I haven't tried that one, but it makes sense to me. I haven't found any like that, of this style of milky jelly that is really fast drying. Okay, and then there's the other hand with the lazy bats from the topper. And, oh, we're apparently not going to focus. This finger got, so very messed up, but that's okay. Because it's just my other hand. We don't care. It's just here to have a good time. This is the hand that needs to look good. All right. I think that's going to be it for tonight. Monday. Monday is the group stream with Yaneli, Linnery, and Danny, and me. And Linnery is the host this time, so it's going to be on her channels. She has both Twitch and YouTube, so you can join either one and watch and join in with us. She did post the polishes for this one, but I don't remember what they are. So I'll post them at some point over the weekend on my socials, but you can also check Linnery's socials to see that, and I think Yaneli may have posted it as well. I'm not sure if Danny has yet. But yeah, so look for those posts with that information if you want to join in and do a mani with us. We have no idea what it is yet, except Linnery. So that's at, I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern time, if I recall correctly. It's 1 hour earlier than I start typically on my Thursday nights. So whatever that is in your time zone, we'll have all the translations and everything. Yeah, it was like 4 to 5 natural colors. It was not 4 to 5 colors. It was more than 4 to 5 colors. But it was a bunch of like natural colors. I think she had a bunch of like browny, orangey kind of colors and some greens, I think maybe. I can't recall. Blues. I think she had a couple blues. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah. So if you can join on a Monday, that's on Linry's socials. Otherwise, as I said, if you haven't already joined my Discord, the information is down in the description box. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, you should do that maybe if you like to watch these things. I stream every Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually nail art. Sometimes it's swatch and review, but the next week or so, the next few are going to be all nail art stuff. So you can holler if you have ideas or suggestions. I'm always open to hearing what people want to see, whether it's like, demonstrating techniques or, me learning a new technique live on cam to my great horror, and hopefully your amusement. That's it. We need YouTube monetization for more cat cams. Exactly, Leo. Exactly. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, and don't forget the most important thing, to tell your friends about the hippopotamus. All right. Good night, everybody. Goodbye. Say goodbye, scaling friend.